Hi guys, and welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to create and manage user accounts on Active Directory. For those of you who may be new to the channel, these are some of the topics covered on this series of videos. And please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. These will be the 4 users I add to our Active Directory. User 1 tier 1, user 2 tier 1, user 3 tier 2, user 4 tier 2. Now we will go back to our Windows Server 2012, make sure it's running. We're going to go to Tools and then Users and Computers. And under the Users folder, we're going to right click and New and then User. So we're adding a new user. This is where we're going to put the information of the user, the first name and the last name. So I am going to make the first name as user 1 and the last name as tier 1 for the first user. And then for the logon name, I'll make it simple. I'll use the initials U1T1 for user 1 tier 1. And then obviously the home lab will autofill there. And another thing, just to make things easier for multiple users, I prefer you keep a spreadsheet or a notepad file with your user names and passwords, just so you remember, since we're gonna have a multiple user tutorial. Okay, save it somewhere and then click next. Now here we're just gonna add the password for that user. And then I'm gonna uncheck the user must change password at next login. I'm gonna uncheck it. We don't need to change the password. And there you go. If you look at the bottom, our user 1 tier 1 has been added. I'm going to do the same for the other 3 users. User 2 tier 1. In the logon name, user logon name is U2T1. Uncheck the box and enter the password. User 3 tier 2, U3T2, password, and then next. Same thing with the user 4 tier 2, sorry, U4T2, then next, password, next. As you can see at the bottom, I have all 4 users entered. When you double click on a user, it opens the properties pertaining to that user. Here is the general information of the user. You can edit it if needs be. The next tab is the address. You can add the address there. The account information, logon name, and at the bottom you'll see we have the date at which by which the account will expire, or you can simply leave it at never, so this account will be valid for eternity. Now here you add in the hours within which you wish the user to have access to the logon or to the login. So the blue is the hours we are permitted to log in, and the white is the hours we are denied permission. So let's say your company or your office works between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Monday to Friday. This is how this permission block will look like. Only Mondays and Fridays between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Now this is the profile information, telephone information goes there, and then the organizational information goes on this tab. We are going to touch on this a little bit later on in the next video where we add groups. So we're not going to concern ourselves with this one at the moment. So now we are going to go back to Windows 7A, and we're gonna start that virtual machine. We boot it up. We are going to test if indeed our users can log in. So I'm going to initially start logging in using the administrator. There is the desktop. Now I'm going to switch or log off. Oh yeah, sorry, switch the user. Control Alt Delete, and I am going to log in as other. Now it's going to ask for the username. Now the username is the one with the homelab.com. So the username must include the name of the domain. So it's U1T1. It's not user1 tier 1, but U1T1, the one with the homelab.com. That's the username. And then if you go to the start menu and look at the top, you'll see user 1 tier 1, which shows that indeed we have successfully logged in as user 1 tier 1. Now I'll do the same. I'll switch the user and I'll try a different user to see if that as well is working accordingly. So I'll again log in as other, and I'm gonna put in the credentials of user 3 tier 2. This time around I choose to use the domain name, then backslash U1T2 is the same thing. It's the same thing as U3T2 at homelab.com. So it's the same. Don't be concerned about that. It's the same. Don't be alarmed. It's the same thing. And as you can see, we have successfully logged in, and it does indeed say user 3 tier 2. So we have successfully logged in. And also another thing to check for would be under the C drive, under users, you can see every user that has attempted to log in, their information is stored. So each time you log in with a new user, you will have that information stored in the users folder. So there you go. We have successfully added users to our Active Directory. In our next video, we will be creating and managing group policies and organizational units.